Besides being considered two of the most iconic figures in global sports and entertainment, John Cena and LeBron James have built careers that go far beyond the courts and rings. On one hand, LeBron is the king of the NBA, one of the greatest basketball players in history, owner of million-dollar contracts and businesses that expand his empire beyond the courts. On the other, John Cena is a living WWE legend, Hollywood star, and one of the highest-paid wrestlers in history. But have you ever stopped to think about which one leads the more luxurious life? In this video, you'll watch a fierce battle between LeBron James and John Cena. Both athletes spare no expense when it comes to choosing a good place to live, but who has the most valuable mansion? John Cena, for example, when he was engaged to wrestler Nikki Bella. She ended up showing a bit of the couple's residence on her YouTube channel, where it was possible to get to know a bit more of the WWE star's home. It was possible to see that the mansion has a decor full of objects that show a little of Cena's personality, such as a picture frame with dozens of Nintendo games, and another frame with the album of his favorite artists, and even a piano that he seems to know how to play quite well. One of the rooms that they showed most was the double bedroom, the most exclusive room in the house, which seems to be very comfortable and cozy. The place has a very refined decoration, having, for example, a huge fireplace, many decorative pictures, and even mirrors on the ceiling combined with plaster frames. Going into the bathroom, we can see that it is even more sophisticated, with a white color palette composed by coatings on the walls that look like marble. There's no shortage of space in this bathroom, ideal for the muscle giant ready himself in comfort and luxury. However, the external area is undoubtedly one of the places that stands out the most in the estate. This is because there is an incredible swimming pool, equipped with a stone waterfall and surrounded by plants. John Cena has managed to create an exotic and very functional outdoor area, even featuring a slide for when he wants to have fun. On sunnier days, the fighter will most likely prefer to gather his friends and have some fun while cooling off in this beautiful pool. And even though John Cena and Nikki Bella split in 2018, some sources claim that he is still living in this property. And although the property is not for sale, some real estate websites estimate that Cena's mansion is currently valued at around $3,500,000. LeBron, on the other hand, is not far behind. The athlete's most expensive mansion, on the other hand, is his 2.5-acre estate in Beverly Hills, California. The player's huge residence offers all the luxury and refinement you can imagine. Tennis court surrounded by green areas, a round swimming pool with a trampoline, as well as a movie theater, which he seems to love. And to add this property to his portfolio, he had to shell out a fortune. According to media reports, in 2020 he had to invest around $36.8 million. In other words, LeBron James wins this round. Point for him. When it comes to luxury vehicles, both sports stars invest large sums of money, but who owns the most expensive cars? John Cena, for example, has beautiful cars. Proof of this is that he has already made a series of videos showcasing part of his collection. The first car he bought with his first WWE paycheck was a 1989 Jeep Wrangler, a vehicle that, despite being valued at only $15,000, holds great emotional significance for Cena. He also owns a 2012 Range Rover Autobiography, a simple SUV for a celebrity like him, but ideal for everyday use and can be found costing around $40,000. However, one of the cheapest sports cars he owns is a 2013 Maserati Gran Turismo, a beautiful convertible that can be found costing around $70,000. Raising the price, he has already been spotted in his 2005 Aston Martin Vanquish S, which can be found costing around $20,000. And of course, Ferraris couldn't be missing from his garage, his cheapest being the 2004 model year 360 Spider, which can be found for around $120,000. Cena also owns a 2009 Lamborghini Gallardo in blooming green color, a sporty and nimble car, but definitely a little too small for a man as strong as he is, being valued at around $130,000. Another beautiful red Ferrari that is part of his collection is the 2007 model F430 Spider, whose price is estimated at around $140,000. He also owns a 2007 Ferrari 599 GTB, a beautiful car valued at $160,000. However, in white he owns a Ferrari 612 Scaglietti Odo 2009, a vehicle valued at $180,000. And for when John Cena wants to take a more sophisticated ride, He can make use of his 2009 Rolls-Royce Phantom Drophead Coupe, a sophisticated convertible car valued at around $200,000. Mercedes vehicles couldn't be left out either, with him owning a 2012 Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG valued at $240,000. Going even more powerful, he owns a 2009 Lamborghini Murcielago Coupe, a super-fast car that can be found costing around $350,000. One of the most legendary vehicles in his garage, meanwhile, is his 2006 Ford GT, a rare car that can be worth upwards of $400,000. However, one of the most expensive cars in his collection is believed to be a 2008 Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren, a supercar valued at over $500,000. LeBron James, on the other hand, has been seen with several cars, such as Chevy Camaro $50,000, 1975 Chevy Impala, valued at $55,000, Dodge Challenger SRT worth $60,000, Kia K900, also worth $60,000, Hummer H2 for $70,000, Mercedes Maybach S600 for $185,000, Porsche 911 Turbo S for $200,000, Bentley Continental GT for $250,000, Ferrari F430 for $263,000, Ferrari 458 Spider for $270,000, Ferrari 599 convertible for $300,000, Mercedes-Benz Maybach 57S for $320,000, Rolls-Royce Phantom $400,000, and the most expensive and famous of all, his customized Lamborghini Aventador Roadster. This is a super sports car capable of reaching impressive speeds and is among the fastest cars in the world. The vehicle has a 770 horsepower engine that accelerates from 0 to 60 miles per hour in an incredible 2.8 seconds, reaching a top speed of 217 miles per hour. And to acquire this super machine, you may have to shell out a whopping $500,000. The most expensive car he was seen in, on the other hand, is a Porsche 918 Spider, a beautiful and imposing limited edition vehicle equipped with a V8 engine that delivers an unbelievable 875 horsepower and can accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.6 seconds. And it's no wonder that this vehicle can cost more than $1 million. And because he has more expensive cars in his garage, LeBron James wins this round. Point for him. A luxurious habit that both athletes have is traveling in beautiful aircraft, but which one owns the most impressive private jet? John Cena, for example, has already been spotted getting out of a Dassault Falcon 20F, a small executive jet, ideal for interstate travel. The interior of the aircraft is very sophisticated, with it being able to carry up to 6 passengers while offering a lot of comfort for all those who go aboard. And it's no wonder that the price of a new aircraft of this model is estimated at $4 million. But in case the fighter had just chartered it, it's possible he spent around $10,000 for each flight hour. Meanwhile, LeBron James travels in a beautiful aircraft. He is believed to own, for example, a Gulfstream G280, a very modern twin-engine business jet. Its interior is very luxurious, with 2 seating areas capable of carrying up to 10 passengers in comfort. And perhaps one of the reasons why the basketball star opts for modern jets is that he has already suffered a major scare when another aircraft he was using had to make an emergency landing, but luckily all went well. And according to some sources, James' aircraft is valued at approximately $22 million. And since LeBron James' aircraft is more expensive, he wins this round. In addition to being 2 celebrities in the sports world, they are also great entrepreneurs. But which one has the most lucrative businesses? One of John Cena's most recent investments is in the drinks industry, being one of the founders of Thomas Ashbourne, a brand of ready-to-drink cocktails that promises to be very successful in the coming years. Another source of Cena's income is through music, having already released a rap album titled You Can't See Me. John Cena is also very prominent in the dubbing business, with his biggest highlight being with the main character in the animated film Ferdinand. On television, Cena is often invited to make special appearances, even working as host of the children's show airing on Nickelodeon's Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Social media can also be considered another source of income for John Cena. This is because he has tens of millions of followers on several different platforms. In his Facebook page alone, for example, He has over 50 million followers, a huge audience that he makes use of in order to publicize his main events and products. And because he is a very famous personality, he also manages to make a lot of money from his image by advertising for various companies. Among the brands that have already invested to associate their image to the wrestler are, for example, beer company Michelob Ultra, Gillette razors, new Mountain Dew soft drink, snack company Tacos Fuego, sportswear company Tap Out, Crocs shoes, Hefty disposable products, fast food chain Subway, Fruity Pebbles cereal, and many others. To get an idea of values, it is estimated that just his commercial with the data analysis company Experian, he may have made him around $1 million. LeBron, in turn, is also a great businessman. In 2011, for example, he co-founded the designer clothing store UNKNWN in Miami, as well as investing in the ride-sharing company Lyft and the fitness equipment startup Tonal, for which he is also an ambassador. The player also has investments in the gastronomy business, owning 19 franchises of the Blaze Pizza chain of pizzerias. The basketball star was also a minority shareholder in Beats Electronics, headphones, and audio equipment company that was sold to Apple. According to some sources, the star made around $30 million from this deal alone. In the world of sports, he has investments in several famous clubs, such as the Boston Red Sox baseball team, the New England Patriots soccer team, the American stock car organization RFK Racing, the Italian soccer club AC Milan, and one of England's biggest soccer teams, Liverpool, the Pittsburgh Penguins field hockey team. LeBron James is also a partner in Ladder, a sports supplement company created in partnership with other celebrities such as Arnold Schwarzenegger. And he even owns a film production company, having founded Spring Hill Company, a company that produced and released his new movie in 2021 called Space Jam: A New Legacy. And according to Forbes, the production company has an estimated market value of $300 million. And that's not even counting all the money he gets from being the poster boy for various famous companies. To give you an idea of how well known LeBron James is in the media, he is by far the most famous basketball player on social media, with around 160 million followers on Instagram alone. And it's because of all this fame that he is featured in campaigns for brands such as Coca-Cola, McDonald's, Sprite, and many others. But his biggest contract is undoubtedly with Nike, a company he signed a lifetime contract with, guaranteeing him a multi-million-dollar salary for the rest of his life. And since we don't know the exact value of each of their businesses, let's consider this round a tie. There's no doubt that both athletes are extremely wealthy and successful in their careers, but which one has the greater net worth? John Cena, for example, was once considered the most important figure in WWE, being responsible for starring in the most profitable fights, besides being one of the biggest sellers of licensed products using his image. And it's no wonder he's considered one of the highest paid wrestlers in the world. But John Cena's ambitions go far beyond wrestling. He seems to want to follow the same path as his ringmate The Rock, who has become one of Hollywood's biggest movie stars. And that's why Cena has started acting more and more, taking some good roles in increasingly relevant films. The amount he gets paid for each performance depends a lot on the importance of his role and the size of the production's budget. To get a sense of values, it's estimated that he received about $260,000 for The Marine and $2,500,000 for Trainwreck. And it's very likely that his biggest payday will be in Fast and Furious 9, a film that is part of one of the most successful franchises in movie history, in which John Cena has acted as the main villain, something that must have earned him a few $1,000,000. And most recently, Cena has been hard at work with his superhero character on the Peacemaker series airing on HBO Max. And if you consider all of the fighter's sources of income in a year, Forbes magazine estimated that in 2016 he made almost $10 million. And while no one knows for sure just how much wealth Big John Cena has amassed, many sources speculate that currently, at the peak of his 45 years of age, he has already amassed a net worth of over $80 million. LeBron James, on the other hand, is not far behind. Like most athletes, the star had to work hard to see his salary increase, since at the start of his career, it is estimated that he was paid just $4.7 million playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers. However, as he became an NBA star, LeBron James also saw his wages rise considerably, to the point where he was the highest paid basketball player in the world for several years, as well as being considered in 2020 to be the fifth highest earning athlete in all sports for the year. Currently, as a Los Angeles Lakers player alone, LeBron James receives a super salary of $46.9 million. And although it's a huge sum, it's still far from being his biggest source of income. That's because it's estimated that he earns between $60 and $90 million off the court, mainly from his advertising contracts. To give you an idea, his lifetime contract with Nike alone earns him around $30 million a year. Bearing in mind that he is less than 40 years old, it is believed that his partnership with the company will probably earn him more than $1 billion over the course of his life. When you consider other sources of income, the player's earnings per year go way up. To give an estimate of his earnings over the last few years, it is speculated that he has earned around $86 million in 2017, $85.5 million in 2018, $85 million in 2019, $121.2 million in 2022, and $119.5 million in 2023. And although it is not known exactly how much the player's fortune is currently worth, according to Forbes magazine, the NBA star has a net worth of over $1 billion. So, it's clear that LeBron James wins this last round. Point for him. At the end of this fight, we have 1 point for John Cena against 5 points for LeBron James, making him the winner of this battle. But if you believe there are still other arguments to defend one of the two, write your best justification below. Hey, you like the video? So don't forget about leave your like and comment, and tell some suggestions of another videos, and hopefully we gonna do it. All about channel, deals to satisfy your curiosity.